It's black. Why is the screen black? Hello. Yay, okay. Over here. No, there's a delay. There's not supposed to be a delay. Well, hello. I guess I'll have to deal with it. I know I already set this so there wouldn't be, but I'll be patient. So we'll just start off by saying hello. If you're here already, feel free to drop a little hello in the chat. Say hi and maybe say where you're from. I'd love to hear from you. Jen, hi Jen. So glad to have you here. We'll see. We'll give a little second longer to see if anyone else decides to chime in. I figured a good way to start off these live streams is maybe not by bumping my microphone, but by doing a little bit of a chat, I guess, until we see who arrives. Nicole's here. Hi, Nicole. So glad to have you. Dominique. Oh, this is a new name. Hi, Dominique. Very exciting. I love seeing new people at the live streams. This is fun. So I figured, like I said, I would start off by maybe just talking about some things. So, Jen, I didn't know you're from Kansas City. Nice. So, I've never been to Missouri, but I'm from the Midwest, so I feel like I can pretty easily get over to Missouri. Is Kansas City worth visiting? You'll have to let me know. I do a lot of travel, but I used to travel a lot domestically. When I was a kid, my family raced BMX, and so we would go to races all over the country. But as I got older, I just did travel internationally. Like I moved to China, and I got stuck in the world of international travel, which I really love. Dominique, you're from Cleveland? We're neighbors. I was in Cleveland, only like 48 hours ago. One of my friends lives there, and so I spent the weekend there. We were doing some crafting. It was super fun. Nicole, what part of the UK are you in? I feel like I've wanted to ask. I'm pretty familiar with the UK, but not like down to so many suburbs. But I lived near Manchester for a little while, and I also stayed in Liverpool for a long time. And I've been to all of the different parts of the UK. Oh, I have no idea where that is. It was worth a shot. I thought I would try. Wah-wah. I appreciate you guys all sharing. It's really nice to hear from you guys on a little bit of a more personal level, so it's not all about me. But I was thinking, lately I've been, I think, overcommitting to a ton of stuff. And so I think for my daily setup this time, I'm probably going to mostly focus on just having a lot of space for me to write, for me to prioritize, and I don't know, just really kind of help me reflect and get my brain together, because this time of year it tends to be a little bit more stressful for the type of business that I do, which I feel like you can imagine why. It's the time for planners. Planners definitely need to be created. And I like to do bundles. So I'm also wanting to work on a couple new fonts to go with the bundle. And I don't know, I have a lot of really exciting things I'm working on. But those of you who have been following along for a while know that I'm also trying to work on a sticker course, so I can teach you guys how I make the stickers that I use every single month in my planner and that I share with you all. So that is a big undertaking, and I really, really love my process. I've spent so long fine-tuning it, and I've never seen anyone do it the way that I do. And so I really want to be able to share everything that I've learned and all the little shortcuts and time savers. And I think that there's a lot of value in it, so I don't want to rush and get it done and then end up not being able to really do it justice. So I am trying to figure out how to balance all of the work that I have to do and how to prioritize what to do first. So if you guys have an opinion, would you prefer that my planner bundle be released first, or I release my digital sticker course first? Ideally, I'd like to have both of them done by the end of November. Don't quote me on that, though. Be a little patient with me. I'm going to work on it. But if you have a preference of what gets released first, definitely let me know. I think I know what's the most responsible choice, but I'm also open to your guys' feedback. see what everyone is thinking. All right, so now it's been a few minutes. I think I'm going to go ahead and start to jump into my planning process. So I've been thinking a lot about what it is that I want to include, and I think I'm going to change up a lot of this. So I'm going to keep my top 3 priorities because I think that's pretty essential, but I am also going to change the section to a to-do list. And then I am going to, I don't know, I'm thinking for this section, probably change it to either an Eisenhower matrix or just like a brain dump section. We'll see kind of how spacing works out, but I was originally thinking I wouldn't do an Eisenhower matrix. And if you don't know what that is, make sure to stay tuned. I'll be sure to explain it as I go. But I want to do an Eisenhower matrix, I think a brain dump, and then probably a little reflection. So if you watched my last setup, my weekly, I decided I would have a section for like morning routine and nighttime routine tasks. And so for those, one of the things was to reflect. And so I think in order to do that effectively, I want to have a space in my daily setup for me to reflect. And so I'm not going to give myself like a specific like prompt, I don't think, but just keep a space where I can kind of reflect on the day. What were my wins? What were my losses? What habits did I succeed in doing? Or, you know, what's proving to be more difficult? Or just kind of anything that I feel like is important for me to make note of about how the day went. So, okay, let's see. I am going to start off like I usually do by covering up some of these parts. So I think most importantly, I will use an element to cover up this part and also my heading and then all of this over here. So I'm just going to come to my elements and I'm going to find my digital planning folder, which is this one. And it's always kind of hard to see because it's like an off-white on a white background, but I eventually find it. It's this one. Kind of line this up. That looks good. And now with my image tool, I can select these individual pieces and just delete them. Okay, perfect. I also have myself a little bit of peppermint tea. Are you guys tea or coffee people? I'd love to know. You can put that in the chat. Hopefully if I take a drink of this, it's not like super loud. It doesn't slurp or something. That would be embarrassing. Ooh, Jen, you say both. Okay, I support that. I love that. Now, Jen, my question for you is, do you have a kettle? I don't know if this would surprise Nicole or not. I'm not sure how familiar you are with Americans, but I don't have a statistic, like what number, but I would probably venture a guess that like maybe only 15% of American homes have a kettle. Yeah, coffee pot. Go. Oh, Nicole, you're a coffee girl. I love that. That's so fun. I feel like I only meet people from the UK who love tea, so this is interesting. How fun. But yeah, it's very common in America to not have a kettle, so I tend to gift people kettles, and I feel like that is, I feel like it's maybe a little bit selfish of me, because then I can go to their house and I can use their kettle, because I don't like for my tea to taste like coffee. Because I really don't like coffee. I only drink tea. And usually decaffeinated tea, because I can't handle caffeine. Makes my body go crazy with anxiety. I could try decaf coffee. Maybe that would work. Yeah, it's super weird, isn't it, Nicole? It's just a thing. It's the thing here. But also, when I lived in the UK, I was living with my ex's family. And we would have English breakfast tea like 30 times a day. It was insane. And I know I'm exaggerating, but it was a lot. It was more than I could count. And I always felt embarrassed because I couldn't keep up. But at the end of like my first week there, I was like, okay, you guys, I can't have more than 2 a day because my anxiety is so high. I can't handle the caffeine. It was quite entertaining, I think. Okay, let's jump into the planning. So I think I'm going to do something kind of similar to what I did for the heading of my monthly. And that's, I'm going to take the washi tape, which I'm going to do in, oh no, what happened? I think I'm on the wrong page. Hold on. No, where's my, what happened? Okay, hold on. Did I lose a page? Or am I just losing my mind? Oh no! Oh no, it's there. What is wrong with me? Okay, so let's see. I was thinking either the gems or honestly I think I'm going to do the eyeballs because they're just so much fun. And I think I want to do them in this like green color. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this green heart. Oops, I lied. The first thing I'm going to do is turn images on. And then, I don't know if you know this, but if you've already lassoed like previously and you didn't have the right settings, you can't just tap on it again. You have to like tap off and re-lasso, which I don't love. But I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to come back to my planner. And I'm going to paste this. And then I'm going to come back to my sticker pack and grab the eyeball washi tape. I'm going to copy this and come back. And then with my picture tool or image tool, I'm just going to crop this with my rectangle crop. And hit done. And then I'm just gonna make sure this is straight. And I'm going to size it to fill the heading here. Okay, I think maybe it doesn't need to be quite so big. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. And then what I had done is I then took the washi tape. I did this with the spiders before, but I did the washi tape with the same color background so that since this has some transparency at the bottom, you can just move it over here and then no one would ever know. Sorry about that. That was my phone falling. Speaking of my phone falling, I just found out that on Patreon, they've added, with the new update, they've added the ability to have chats, which I've kind of been waiting for. I've wanted that for so long. So you could do like a group chat with all of your patrons, and I think that's a brilliant idea. And I'm hoping that it allows my patrons to share pictures because I want to see what you guys create, but there's not really a way to do that on YouTube. Patreon doesn't have a means of doing that, and not everyone has Instagram, so I'm hoping that this will be a solution to that. Okay, so now that I have this sized how I want it, I'm going to tap on it and copy it again. And I'm just going to paste it. And I think I'm just going to paste it over here on this edge. And I'll probably just take some extra stickers. Bye, Jen! Aw, bye, Dominique! I just saw that message. Aw, bye, guys! Oh, Jen, you're not leaving. Okay. You're saying bye to Dominique. I got it. Thanks for tuning in, though. So fun. Yes, I'm really excited, Nicole. I think the chat will be super wonderful. I already posted a little comment in there, so I see that, Jen. I'm so sorry. I wish there wasn't such a lag this time. I figured it out last time, but it's broken this time. I just had a little misunderstanding, Jen, because I saw your message first. And then I realized that you guys were saying goodbye to Dominique. All right, so coming back to my stickers, let's go ahead and find these eyeballs. These are my favorite. I just think they're so kind of funky and silly, and I like them a lot. Do you guys have a favorite sticker from the sticker set? Or even like a favorite couple? I kind of like the raven as well. I love a little nod to Poe. Has anyone watched Wednesday? It's old news at this point, but I've been rewatching it because I do enjoy it. And yeah, I think I'm going to paste this one more time, actually. I'm only copying and pasting it again because it's a larger size. Whoops. Well, that was unnecessary. Let's just delete that. Okay, so I'm just going to take these ones of the same color that I can see have been cut off. And these ones you don't really have to be as specific with. You can just kind of, you know, size them as long as they're bigger. And what I'm noticing about this is somehow they kind of got smashed a little, like they're ovals instead of circles. So I'm just going to stretch it out a little longer. Make sure they look a little bit more circular because they're kind of funny. Okay, and then I have to move this one over again. I think this is just a fun little way to be able to make your planner, or make your, I think it's an easier way, I guess, to decorate the heading here without having to like fully make it all on your own. So it's sort of like a little bit of a shortcut. Sorry about clearing my throat. I'm worried I'm coming down with something. I really hope I'm not. I have a little, I don't know if you can really see it, but I have a little pumpkin mug. It's a jack-o'-lantern. I'm not gonna show you the face though, because I will spill my tea. But it's very cute. Ooh, the potions and the bottles and the creatures. Thanks, Nicole. I love those. Sorry, sometimes it takes me a minute to remember to check the chat. Okay, I'm gonna crop this one a little bit so it's flat. And I'm just gonna place it over. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, and I guess I wouldn't be using the green ones, so I can just delete those right away. I'm gonna crop, and let's try to do a little sort of freehand thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crop around the outside, and it's super wiggly, but if I just let go, it'll do like a perfectly straight line. So that's how I'm gonna rotate this and have a perfect crop at an angle that's not just like straight across. So I hope that made sense. Ooh, I love that, Jen. That sounds super fun. Jen says that she put the eyes in the skull on her weekly spread, and I bet that would look super funny. I think that's a super cute idea. I love it. That's kind of like when I make my designs, I just hope that they can be kind of layered and played with, and you know, you can just get creative and do whatever feels good for you. That's always my hope. So I'm glad. This is why I'm excited about the opportunity to have a little bit of a community like chat on Patreon, so I can see all these cool ideas you guys have. Occasionally people will share on Etsy, but now that I have, now that we have Patreon, most of you are just getting your sticker sets through Patreon and not on Etsy, so no one can leave reviews with pictures, so I just kind of don't get to see them as much. But, okay, so I think that's probably good enough. If there ends up being like a visible hole there, I will definitely change it, but I'm going to be adding the title here, so it might not even matter. But if it does, I'll go ahead and add another one in later. Speaking of, I need to add in the colors. So if you haven't done that yet, let's go ahead and do that now. So I'm just going to drop in the photo here. I very much wish that my nose was not being a pain right now. I don't think that's very pleasant for anyone. My sincerest apologies. Okay, so I'm going to add in my pen colors. I want to keep these 4 here because that's my weekly setup. So I'm going to come over actually to this side. I'm going to change this white one here. Just edit it. And I don't know, maybe it's that one down there. And just add this in. D0. If you're ever wondering if it's a 0 or a B, it's always a 0 because the alphabet for hex codes does not go past F. Yes, F. So that's how you know. It's not an O. Okay, so that one's set. I'll change this one. This one can be the yellowy color. It's kind of a funny yellow-green. I do like it. D5, C2, 7D. Do you guys care to... Thanks, Nicole. Do you guys care to have me do this during the live streams? Like, I just don't know if you guys have already put the colors in yourselves, if you're following along. I don't know. I don't really want to be, like, wasting everyone's time, but I also feel like if you are doing it in real time with me, as some people might be, then I don't want to, like, I don't know. I don't want to make it so you can't follow along and that I've just jumped ahead. Okay, so there's that color. And I'm going to change this other pink one down here to the purple. Oops, 6B5, 8, 6E. And we're just going to add that to presets. Oh no. Did I lose one? I might have. I think I lost the green. Wah wah. It's this green though, so we'll just add it in there. Okay. All is under control. I guess you probably couldn't have seen that very well because it's being covered up. All right. I'm remembering to remove this. You've been using the new dropper. Do I not know about this? Are you in GoodNotes 6, Jen? I'm in GoodNotes 5. I decided I wasn't going to pay for GoodNotes 6, and I recorded a video, but I did not see that there was a dropper. There's a dropper? Do I need to update my app? Oh my gosh. The only dropper that I know of is if you, like, screenshot it, and then, what? Oh my gosh, really, Jen? So this is what I thought, and then you'd press this little rainbow button here, and then you could use this eyedropper tool, and then you could grab the codes that way. But you had to remember then to change them. Oh my gosh, they changed this too. Oh, never mind. Over on the sliders. You have to remember to change the display P3 to the sRGB. So, if you don't have GoodNotes 6, this is how you can just drop colors and get hex codes. Oh my goodness. You guys have all upgraded to 6. I can't. I decided it wasn't worth it to me. It wasn't worth the extra money. Oh, Nicole, I thought you were saying goodnight and just adding in that 6 does have a dropper. Oh my goodness. Why can't they bring that to GoodNotes 5? That's so frustrating. It's not fair. That should have been like GoodNotes 4 or 3. They should have always had an eyedropper. Okay, I need to move along, don't I? It's been like 24 minutes and I've only done the heading, so let's get going. I'm going to add in my text tool and just come down to my Midnight Magic font. And we are going to type in, oh my gosh, what's the date for this one? It was the 17th, right? I think I was doing it for today. Oh, Nicole, you use Zoom Notes. Yeah, I did hear about the links. I was really excited about that. I thought you could just start making planners like within GoodNotes. I did record a whole video because I did the GoodNotes 6 trial. But honestly, I think I'm going to put this in all caps. After much debate and using it for, I don't know, was it 7 days? I think it was 7 days. It might have been 14. I did the trial and I was just not happy enough with it to be willing to pay for it. And then I never edited the video and I didn't post it And now I feel like it's too late. Okay, so I'm just going to turn on text boxes only here. And I'm going to resize this. Now, of course, it's going to be a little funny. Okay, and then I want to change the color here. So, okay, so I think maybe I will leave it. I think I'm gonna do it in the purple because I think that'll stand out. And yet the purple's not saved in here, and I don't know why that happened. So I'm just going to add it in one more time. That hex code was 6B586E. Ah! I touched the screen. Okay. 6B586E. Okay. So I would normally put another color underneath it so that it's just so that it stands out, but because it's the text, then I would have to change it like every single time, and I feel like that's a little bit of a pain. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take this green color, the same as the background, with my brush pen. And I'm actually not sure that this is really any easier because I think I'm changing my mind. I'm talking myself out of this. I was gonna trace around it and then cut the text and put it on top just so that it would be a little bit more clear. But then I have to do that every single time to the date, where I think it would just be easier to copy and paste the text box twice and just change the color. So I think that that's what I'm gonna do instead. So I'm gonna start with the darker color. Then I'm gonna copy this and paste it on top. And I'm gonna tap and change this color to the lighter color and just kind of give it a drop shadow, and that makes it a little bit easier to read. How does it look on camera? Sort of. Okay, I feel like I can zoom in a lot if you want to see more. It feels clear enough to me, but it is a little bit busy, so I don't know. I think that comes down to personal preference. I'm kind of okay with it. Let's not make that too zoomed out. Another thing you could do that would be kind of fun would be taking like a smaller pen and just kind of adding like some highlights. I think I would do it in like the white color. And you can just kind of, I don't know, add some random highlights if you want. You don't even have to be like super precise about it, about where they would like actually go. If you feel like it, it's just a little artistic fun. And it might, again, make it a little bit more legible, a little bit easier to read, but that's just sort of, personal preference. Or you can add in like dots. Or you could add in lines, which is kind of also really fun. Actually, I really like that idea. I sort of want to do that to all of them. I think I'm going to just do it on the sides of this one. And like nothing has to be exact, it's just fun. I've heard a lot about Zoom Notes, actually. I haven't tried it yet. I'm considering trying quite a few different ones, but I actually think that Zoom Notes is the one that I hear the most about. But I'm assuming you must like it if you're using it, Nicole. I don't know how I missed the eyedropper tool in 6. That would have been like a major selling point. So silly. Okay, that's good enough. It's kind of fun. I do wish there was a little bit more streamlining to the pen. So if you tell me that that changed in GoodNote 6 too, then I'm gonna be really upset that I missed it. Okay, I am going to grab my image tool here. Oops. And I'm going to remove that one. And with my pen, I'm going to probably come to like my bigger size, and I think I'm going to do it in the purple. I'm just going to draw a nice little rectangle here. And then I'm going to draw a second one just to make it a little bit thicker. One was super wobbly. And then you can take your shape tool. You can do some more adjusting if need be, till you're happy. And then I like to make sure my handwriting is on and just circle the center and delete it. So the only thing is, when you do write your priorities in here and you want to erase them, then you just have to be careful not to erase the box. Okay, so the next thing, let's see. If I want to do the Eisenhower matrix, I have saved an element, thankfully. I think for January, I'm going to end up, or maybe the end of December, but probably January, I'm going to end up doing a video of like how I make all of my regular shapes for recreating. Actually, I'm gonna first paste probably one of these. Let's do this one. Image tool, copy, paste, and then I'll add that element in. Just gonna move it there for a second, grab my image tool, and it's gonna be pretty square. Okay, and then I can only grab that with my element tool, or else it'll grab it all in a bunch of different pieces. So we're just going to resize this until it fits. And I think I'm gonna have to make it a little bit longer, the color part. So I'm gonna do that. Oh, I keep double tapping on my screen accidentally. Okay, I'm gonna grab this element again. I think maybe make it a little bigger. Yeah, that's a pretty good proportion, I would say. Looks good. Ooh, amazing. That's a pretty ringing endorsement. I might have to check it out. Does it cost money? Okay, Jen, I'm concerned. I'm concerned that when I did the GoodNotes 6 video that they like ended up rolling out more things. I did so much research. I checked so many things to make sure that I knew all of the updates. And I knew that they had talked about the idea of doing layers, but as far as I knew, they were not available yet. And there was zero mention of this eyedropper tool. Nor was there any mention of it being like even something they were considering. Ugh. I'm not happy. Oh, there was another update. Okay, well, maybe I have to look into it again and see if I want to pay for it. Which also does make my other video that I recorded completely irrelevant if they've already updated it. Okay. Adding in the text here for, it doesn't really matter which order you do this in, but basically one side is urgency and the other side is importance. So I am just going to change the color here and probably change it to white. Maybe I'll move it over here. And then I'm just going to copy. I didn't know that they had an option for a one-time fee. I thought it was only a subscription. There's just so much. So much has changed. Okay, so I am going to change the color of this one now to white as well. And I am going to change the text. I'm not going to forget like the last time. So this one should say importance. It's a lot harder to spell when it's sideways. It's like, especially if you spell, I think, more visually, like letter by letter. I feel like that's probably most people, but I don't know. It makes it sort of difficult when you can't read it the way your mind would normally read it. It does a funny thing to the brain. Anyway, so the most important things, and I'm going to make that brush smaller. The most important things are going to go at the top here. That is an awful, awful arrow. And then the most urgent things will go in this top corner. And then you just kind of sort your priorities based on, you know, if it's most important, most urgent, least important, least urgent, but most important, and most important, or least important, but pretty high urgency. Okay, this works really well for me when I'm feeling overwhelmed because I have a tendency to just say yes to everything, and it's problematic because then I just end up overwhelmed, as I am these days. Okay, I need a brain dump space. So I could do it in like one of these cute ombre stickers, or I could just use one of my grid. I think I'll use one of the grid washi tapes. I'll do this yellow one. Oops. Can't lasso with the pen tool, Tara. That's... And you can't lasso without images turned on. Okay. Come back and paste this. Grab my image tool and size this. Do I want to put a second one to make the space longer? Yep, that works for me. And then I'll put a cute little washi tape here. Let's do the gems. Zoom Notes is only $7.99. Is it just like a one-time fee? Also, while I've got you guys here, go ahead and pick. I'm doing this like yellow note paper. So which color sticker should I go with? Like the more pinky peach, the green, or the purple? I'll let you guys pick this one. I do want this to be sort of involved, but it's also sort of me just rambling as I create. So whatever answer I get first is the one I'm going to do. Because there's, yeah, it could be a tie, or who knows. Someone pick. I'll give like 6 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ah, no answer. Okay. I am going to pick myself then. I'm going to pick the, should we look? Should I do the green? I'm going to pick the green because the purple's like right there. Although I think the purple has the best contrast. That's a reading I'm doing with one of my students. Ooh, Jen says peachy. Okay, you win. You said it. Gonna copy and paste. I think the delay is only like 3 seconds, but now I'm starting to wonder if it's greater than that. Okay, so we have our little peachy tape, and oh my gosh, I'm just gonna close out of that. I can open it anytime. I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna grab the raven. And I'm gonna paste it here, like a little bit of contrast. Okay, and then I want this space as sort of like space for reflection. So let's see. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do for this. Maybe I'll use one of the sticky notes. So let's see. I think the green. We probably need a little green here. So let's take the green. I figured, Nicole, don't worry. Oh, never mind. I'm just now understanding. Oh my gosh, really? There's that long of a delay? That is so long. What an insane delay. That's like, that feels like like a full 2 minutes. That can't be right. It's not supposed to be that long. And the last video I did, I had it where it was only like a couple seconds, which was perfect because basically I'd get replies almost immediately after saying something. But unfortunately, this is apparently not the case anymore, even though I made the settings the same. Ay. So much to learn about doing lives. Okay, so this is a cute little space for reflection, and I don't need like a bunch of lines, so I think this works out just fine. But I think just so that I remember what it's for, I'm actually going to type here and change my font, my Midnight Magic font, and write reflection. Trying really hard not to sing the Reflection song by Christina Aguilera right now. Resisting the urge. Does anyone else's brain work like that? My brain is constantly thinking in lyrics. Anytime anyone says just about anything. Most words trigger some kind of like lyrical cue. And it's super frustrating. I'm very bummed that my purple did not stay. I'm going to have to add this purple in again. 6B, 5, 8, 6E. I actually find it really interesting that I have quite a few people who have reached out to me that watch my channel that are not GoodNotes users. And so I just kind of assumed that most people who watched my videos were GoodNotes users because, I don't know, it made sense to me that since my videos are all in GoodNotes. But I guess if you're a digital planner, it can still give you plenty of ideas, right? Yeah, I'm sure you're probably right, Nicole. It probably does depend on the signal, but it's still so crazy. It's supposed to be better, like there is a setting for it. But... Okay, so I'm pretty content here. We're finishing up. We're almost there. Basically what I want to do is probably add some decorations around here, a little marker for the date, because I just like to do that. Add in a to-do list here, and then, I don't know, maybe just a couple other decorations if I feel like it. But I think that's kind of the majority of it. Aw, Nicole, you're so sweet. Thank you. It's so funny because I've been thinking about how I basically just about a month or so ago did like a year. It's like officially a year of me planning. And I feel like the end of August, beginning of September, my spreads were kind of basic, but they were still cute. But I was so new to like the type of stickers that I make now. Like I told you guys, it's been like a 5-year process of me learning how I want to make these stickers. Lots and lots of trial and error for a very long time. And I finally gotten to a point where I really, really like it. However, it's taken a long time to get here. And so when I found out that process, I was like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. I'm going to share this with people. I love these stickers, and that's how I got started last fall. And now I just feel like I've come such a long way. And I'm not usually one to like toot my own horn. But I'm really impressed with like how these stickers look now in comparison to the sort of like shapes and designs I was doing just last year. So for anyone, if that gives you hope, if you're learning something new, slow progress is so incredibly beautiful. It's just such a wonderful thing. Don't underestimate the power of it. And, document when you can, because it's a really beautiful thing when you can see your growth over time. Aw, thanks, Nicole. Okay, let's see. And honestly, I owe it so much to you guys too, because I know I say this on Patreon, like every time I post a new sticker set, but like by me just not making the decision myself to just do leaves or do pumpkins or ghosts or whatever, like just something, very, very traditional for a certain time of year, and like doing these themes and letting you guys decide them on Patreon, it makes such a difference. Like it really pushes me to create things that I never really thought that I would actually create. So that also gives me a little bit more confidence too. I feel like I can tackle more than I would have thought prior to starting this channel. So thank you guys. Okay, I'm finding that the purple does pretty much the best contrast in general. So with text boxes selected, I'm just going to change this color to, oh my gosh, the purple. I don't want to. What about the yellow? No. I don't want to put the code in again. The hex code. It's too many times. I made the wrong decision here. Okay, we're going to do it in white because I'm being really lazy. I just don't want to. I didn't realize I was going to need it so many times. And so had I realized that, I would have just added it again. But I didn't. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Aww. It warms my heart so much. Thank you, Nicole. Aw, and Jen. Thanks, you guys. It's so sweet. Okay. I think I want to do I think what I'm going to do is take one of my white elements now. This will bring the white text back in pretty nicely, I think. And I'm just going to, I think I'm actually probably going to change the text up here too, and then I'll be mostly done. Just some finishing touches. So I'm going to grab my element tool and just grab my plain white one. Ooh, this is a question for those of you Zoom Notes users. So right now, Nicole, can you let me know if there's like an element option in Zoom Notes where I can create, you know how I cover everything up and I have a preset that covers up almost everything and then I can just kind of customize it as needed? Is there an option to do something like that in Zoom Notes? Or do I always have to cover things up individually? I mean, it's not like it's a huge amount of extra steps, but it's just good to know. Okay, let's see. Same element. We're just going to cover this up, so I'm going to adjust it a little bit here. Oh, it's called symbols. Okay, cool. Thanks, Nicole. I should check it out. I've had multiple people tell me that I should check it out, so I was thinking about one day trying out a bunch of them and just alternating month after month. I don't know. I just kind of want to see what works. I also feel sort of obligated to keep using GoodNotes because I do, as you guys know, I share my files as GoodNotes files and as PNGs, but I feel like if I'm sharing it as a GoodNotes file, then I don't know, I feel like sort of obligated to, like, I don't know, maybe I could start sharing Zoom Notes files, but then I would feel bad like I'm abandoning GoodNotes users. I'm just gonna write top priorities here. Oh, just like knew what I wanted to say and I didn't even tell it to do that. Okay, I obviously didn't write top 3 priorities. It's implied. It's fine. Zoom is superior. It's a learning curve though. Is that what I'm seeing? There's like a little heart, a reaction heart that's covering up the line. But I'm thinking it says it's a bit of a learning curve maybe. Or it's a big learning curve. I can only see a B. I don't know how many of my current customers use the GoodNotes file. It's a great question. I could probably put a poll on YouTube and Patreon and Instagram and just see what everyone says. We know that Jen uses GoodNotes because she's done GoodNotes 6. But does she, words. Out of curiosity, Jen, assuming you're still here, I think you are, but do you use the GoodNotes file? Or do you just like insert the pictures, like the images as you need them? Yeah, I like having the GoodNotes file personally. I mean, I'm sure I could create the same for Zoom Notes. I was wanting to check and see if I could like easily just kind of copy and paste them. I'm assuming the answer to that is no. But if I could just copy like a whole sheet and then paste the whole sheet into Zoom Notes, then I would just do both. Oops. Uh-oh. I think I just had a weird little glitch. Okay, let's use the text tool here and just change this to the numbers. 1, 2, and 3. And here I can actually, I'm going to make the size a little bit smaller. And then with GoodNotes, you can adjust the line spacing. So I'm just going to put these over here, and then I'm going to adjust the line spacing here under paragraph. And yeah, I think like that, and then I'll just move it up a little bit more all together. I think that looks good. Okay, and now just, I guess, a little bit of decoration. So, ooh, wait, not that. I think I'm going to put a little, probably a star. Let's put a paperclip. I want to put the star paperclip and paste it here. And I don't love that as much as I wanted to, or as much as I thought I would. It's okay. That'll do. Okay, just a couple decorations. So, what do you guys think? Do you guys have any ideas for what I should? I'm kind of thinking I want to put a couple things here, maybe here, and up here by the word October. Should I change this text to be in my other font? I'm thinking yes. I don't like that there's such a long delay because I don't want to just kind of wait and wait and wait. I guess I don't need to use that. I'm going to use one of the colors. One of my fun, like, let's use, think. What do I want? I'm going to use one of these. Let me just take a look at what colors I have around. I'm thinking the purple. Purple is going to be good. I'm going to copy this, and I'm just going to like crop it quite a lot. Make it spooky. Yeah, it's not super spooky. Really, there's only like the raven and the eyeball. I have a phone call coming in right now. They're going to have to just wait. It's 9 o'clock at night. Who's calling me? Sorry if you can hear that. Okay, I'm going to make this a little smaller. I'm going to add in the text, so I'm just going to copy the text of the word urgency here. Maybe I'll paste somewhere that doesn't have a bunch of links. Yeah, you guys are right, both of you. There's not much spookiness going on here, so I should. The font is a little spooky, but that's about it. I just realized today was the 17th. I think I was writing on the 16th today. Whoops. That's why this is blank. I knew something seemed off. All right, I'm just going to resize this. I think that's big enough. And yeah, we need some spooky stuff. So maybe, well, obviously we come here. So definitely, I think spooky would be like bats, for sure. I think what I'm going to do is try to take some of the spooky ones. You guys can shout out whichever ones you want me to use, and I can bring them over and kind of play around with them. But I think bats are spooky, and they give a little bit of contrast because they're black or dark gray. Got some spiders. Which ones haven't gotten enough use? You know what I really love, and I don't know particularly why? I love the sand timer. I just really love it. I also love this particular color of the potion. So maybe I'll see how I can bring that one in. Oops. I feel like I'm losing my eyesight. Sometimes I just like click places, like tap places and whoops. Love the bats. Okay, the stars never hurt to like litter around. I think the stars are always a fun addition. So we'll put these here. I know you guys like the potions. We like the bats. The diamonds, maybe. I didn't use a lot of the gems. And I do feel like this theme in general is like a little witchier. Like the colors, I should say, of the palette. It feels a little more magical to me. I think I called it like Enchanted Glow. Because it's just, I don't know, it feels more magical to me. So maybe I'll just put those there. I don't have a lot of space though. This is always the problem I think with my daily setup, is that it's so much more. I'm a daily planner. Not everyone likes daily planners. I love using a daily planner. And they're just always primarily functional because I like to do so much with my daily planner. It's probably a little overkill, but it's just a personal preference. And yeah, I don't know. I just feel like maybe it's not everyone's cup of tea. Cup of tea. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up though because it's been an hour. I think I'm gonna, because of the green here, I think I'm gonna put the green here. Oh, I wanted to use the gems as like a to-do list marker. How did I forget that? Okay. My goodness. Okay, so a little trick. I've probably done this in another video. I don't know. I was thinking about just drawing a bunch of lines like across from my little hourly schedule here so that I could line things up. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to make sure this is straight. Ooh, is this a problem in Zoom Notes? Does it also make things go crooked? Probably doesn't. Is it bad that I'm considering changing my ways? Nope. Okay, with the image tool, I'm just going to try to line these up. No! When they're this small, I have to like really zoom in. And I think, I don't know, maybe just try to line them up with, I guess the line there. I don't know. We'll see. We're just gonna, ideally this would honestly be a really nice one because it's got like an open spot where you could actually just put like a little check mark if you do it. I think I'm making an executive decision in this moment to just to kind of vary these in color and shape. And I think it'll work out really nicely. I'm gonna move that out of the way. Thanks, Nicole. I am always trying to come up with little hacks to make things a little bit easier, especially because, admittedly, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. I'm working on it, though. I feel like I'm a recovering perfectionist. These ones are going to be kind of funny because they're a little bit bigger. But yeah, I'm a little bit of a perfectionist. I try to let go of that as much as I can, but it's not super easy to do. And so I just mostly try to come up with some more like stress-free ways of making things look nice and cohesive. So by using like a very limited color palette, by using things like grids, by covering things up, by cropping my stickers down and customizing things. I just try to hack my way to making things look nice. Ooh, I didn't use this diamond or this gem yet. It is very, very long though. It looks kind of funny if I do it that way though, doesn't it? Yeah, it's okay. Purple. It's a lot of to-do options here. Peach. Do you guys find creating in your planner to be like therapeutic? I mostly do. I used to bullet journal and it would take me so much longer. I would say I probably spend about 3 hours a month on the creative portion of these spreads. But when I was bullet journaling, I probably spent like, I don't know, 6 or 7 hours a month. A lot longer than what I spend now. And I think that's an underestimate because I would do all the pages, like all of my habit trackers, all of my everything. And I don't really do all that anymore. I have my habit tracker, but I don't necessarily decorate it. I think about it though. Think about doing other pages, but then I'd just be like making videos of more and more things. And I don't know if that's really necessary. Okay, one last purple one. Let's do this purple one. I'm just going to make it a little smaller. And sort of a little pudgier. Okay, I think that's kind of cute. I like it. Looks pretty good. Hopefully you guys like it too. Okay, I have a little bit of an idea. I want to see, is this on top or underneath? Okay, it's on top. So I'm going to actually shrink this down and put it inside of the label here. I sort of wish it was a different color, but I'm going to take my lasso tool, make sure images is turned on. I'm going to resize this together. And I'm going to put this down here. Is that too big? Oh no! Working with my layers. Okay, let's see. Do I need to put like another potion or something over here? Do we not like this? Should I just go back to the snake? Maybe I can put this other potion bottle that I like. Oopsie. Stop. It's my impatience for technology. I always want everything to just like work so quickly. I don't think. I also thought about doing like ASMR videos. I love the sound of like the tapping and the clicking. I'm glad you guys like it. And when I have a new screen protector, I love these sounds. Okay, maybe. Okay, I have an idea. I'm going to try to bring this together a little bit. So with my image tool, I'm going to also kind of like prop this up here. We'll see how this goes. And then I'm going to have to move this temporarily and move that over and this. And I'm going to cut this. Paste it again. Cut this one. Paste this again. It's a little witchier, right? Having the broom there. Okay, let's put some bats by like the to-do here, maybe. I'm gonna use my image tool. Give me a little more freedom. Okay, and I have a few other things I think I want to do, but I'm not quite sure how. Where can I put these little stars? I feel like I don't have room. So much that I want to do. That's not entirely true. I just really want to put some, I want to make some spiders. I want to draw some lines. And I think I just want to kind of like have them hang really randomly. No rhyme or reason. And then just, I'm going to resize them a little so they're a tiny bit bigger. And then just hang them. There we go. All right, maybe we'll just forget about the stars for now. Or the stars and the gems. Gotta move that back. The bounding box for that is, such a funny shape that it keeps grabbing it. So I just have to kind of keep moving these over until I can just grab these without grabbing that one. Okay, good. I changed my mind. Last thing is I'm going to make these just a little smaller. I'm going to put them around here. That works. Okay, I think this is officially done, except I am going to grab, I'm gonna grab this star. No, I'm gonna grab the purple one. I'm gonna copy it, and we are going to just paste it over the 17th. There. Okay. The spread is officially done. One of the annoying things will be that when I'm writing this, writing in here, I'm just gonna have to like be very careful of this line when I go to erase by like either just using the stroke eraser or just redrawing the line in, which, I mean, it's just a line, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, just, I don't know, something to be mindful of. But other than that, I think this is going to be a very effective layout to use. I'm really excited about it, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for coming to my live. Nicole, thank you so much for staying up late. You guys are the best, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!